Hey guys, it's your girl Yorelis and welcome to another bridal series video. If you don't know already, I am doing a bridal series here on my channel where I talk about all things bridal. I also give you guys tips and tricks on what I learned from my personal experience when I had my destination wedding. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a video. And today's topic is all about pros and cons of having a destination wedding. So if you're someone who's been debating on whether or not to have a destination wedding, then this is definitely the video for you. Let's not waste any time and let's get started. So I'm going to give you guys 5 pros and 5 cons. Let's start with the positive, shall we? So the first pro is kind of an obvious one, and it's location. No matter which island you choose in the Caribbean, it's going to be a total different experience from everyday life. You're getting married in a beautiful environment filled with rich culture, great food, and just great people that you don't encounter every single day. So that makes your destination wedding that much more special. And it's something that you're only doing one time, hopefully. And it's honestly an experience like no other, just being in that location alone. And that's definitely a pro. Pro number 2. It's vacation. You're on a great vacation on a beautiful island. Picture yourself, you're getting up in the morning, you're going to your balcony, you get to see the beautiful turquoise water and the beautiful sky, the sun is out, you're ready for the beach, you're ready for the pool, you're in an all-inclusive resort, so you don't ever have to worry about drinks, you don't have to worry about food, restaurants, and there's shopping nearby. The staff at the resort makes you feel so special. They'll bring you in some gifts. My experience, I got so many gifts from the resort alone. I got flowers, drinks, champagne, wine. It was even my birthday, and I don't even know how they knew it was my birthday. I guess they knew from my information. So even on my birthday, like, they brought me a cake, and they just brought me so many things and more flowers. They just make you feel so much more special because they know that you're getting married there and you flew all the way from your home to be there. Another great thing about being in an all-inclusive resort, you have access to water activities. You can go parasailing, you can go hit the jet skis, you can do other excursions where you leave the resort for a couple of hours with like a guided tour. You have all of these things at your fingertips, so that's definitely a pro if you ask me. Pro number 3. Pro number 3 is wedding coordinators. Not only are you signing up for a package deal when you sign up for a destination wedding, you normally have a wedding coordinator included in the price, so you don't ever have to worry about anything else. A wedding coordinator will take care of everything for you. All you really need to figure out is basically what kind of decor you want, what is the look you're going for, your fashion, everything that you need to do on your end, and they'll take care of the rest for you. Most of these times, these wedding coordinators already have vendors that work with the resort, so you don't even have to worry about the DJ, photography, your decor team. And for my experience, I did it at Paradisus, Punta Cana. It already had set vendors with set prices. And basically all I had to really do was just figure out what kind of theme I want. They even have a catalog where I can go online and check out what they have. And they just make your life so much easier. So all you really need to do is just deal with emails. Pro number 4 is memories. You're creating such beautiful memories with your family that you will remember forever. So just picture yourself with your family by the pool, by the beach, just a few days before your wedding, and you guys are just hanging out, taking pictures, drinking, enjoying each other's company, going to restaurants. And it's such a great time, you know, it's away from everyday life, typical hustle and bustle, 9 to 5. One of my favorite memories is my rehearsal dinner. The night before our wedding, we had an all-white theme, so everyone wore white, and we did it in a place called Gabby Beach at the resort, and it was so beautiful because at night all the chairs are white. They put on LED lighting and the DJ was on, and enjoyed the music and just had a great time before the big day. Pro number 5 is your honeymoon. You can have your honeymoon on the same island. You can either stay at the same resort after everyone leaves and stay there for a few more days, or you can go to the resort next door, or you can go to another city. That is what me and my husband did. We went to another place called Cana after we left Punta Cana, and it was just so beautiful. That part of the island, honestly, if you've never been there, you need to go there because it is so beautiful. I honestly felt like I wasn't even in DR when I was there. I felt like I was in another tropical island somewhere. It was just so lush and beautiful. The views were so spectacular. Like, I've never seen such beauty in my life. I'm in love with that place. I really want to go back. Like, it was just so beautiful. So you can have the same experience too. So let's say your destination wedding is in Bahamas. You can go to another island on the Bahamas, or like I said, you can go to a resort next door, and you'll still have so much fun because there's always something to do on an island. And trust me, once these resorts find out that it's your honeymoon, they go over the top. They'll give you roses, champagne. I mean, the gifts are non-stop. They treat you so well. They always make sure there's a spot for you in the restaurants, and even in the spas. Sometimes they'll give you a deal, or they'll give you extra time, or they'll give you a great discount, whatever promotion they have going on usually. And I'm telling you, it's the bomb. It's so good. All right, so that is all the pros. Now it's time to do the cons. The first con is you're gonna need a passport to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. So that is going to be an extra cost on your budget and on your wedding guests. So you do have to be mindful of that when you're inviting any guests. You don't know everyone's financial situation, so some people will have a hard time trying to get their passport in the first place. So I'm fortunate enough that my family travels all the time and we all have passports. I mean, I don't know, I think it's like a Dominican thing, like you're just born with a passport. Like it's like a requirement when you're born, like a passport check. So that's definitely a con in case someone in your family that doesn't have a passport. Con number 2, your wedding guests are gonna drive you insane, okay? Not everyone has the financial freedom to just book a vacation and just go. So people really need to think about what they're really gonna do. Do they have the vacation time? Can they take time off of work? So you're not gonna get a lot of real answers till like the very end, which could be very stressful and frustrating, especially for a bride who's trying to figure out how many souvenirs do I need? How many plates am I gonna need? You know, there's so much more that goes into a wedding that people don't really realize. So guests aren't really mindful of that. They don't really know what you're going through. They're just really thinking about what they're going through. So you're not gonna get a lot of real answers. So what I suggest is you basically go to a travel agency. They'll set up a website for you and your guests so that everyone can sign up on one website. And what's great is that you'll get to generate a report. So you'll get to see who actually made a deposit and who's actually really going to your wedding. So that will take a lot of stress off of your shoulders. And honestly, don't really worry about who goes to your wedding or not, because whoever is going to be there will be there. And honestly, it will make it so special because you have an intimate group of people who love you, and who is meant to go will go, and just let life happen. You know what I'm saying? Con number 3. Con number 3 is something that I really didn't think about, and now I'm like, damn, I should have prepared myself a little better. But like I said, you let life happen and just things just work out for you. But with that being said, it's traveling stress. Traveling stress can really get you really mad or just frustrated. It can even make you cry. Like, you just go through so many emotions, you know what I'm saying? You just never know what can happen to you while you're at the airport. You can go over your weight limit on your luggage and not even realize. So I suggest you definitely get prepared and make sure you buy a scale beforehand. You just never know who you encounter during your whole experience trying to get on your flight. Sometimes these workers from the airlines or even at the airport, they could be off of their customer service game, and they could really frustrate you and just give you an attitude and give you a hard time. So from my experience, I went with JetBlue, and honestly, you guys, me and Betty had a really hard time trying to check in. The guy at the counter was very rude, and he was very inconsiderate of, you know, our situation, that we were getting married, and, you know, we had like all of these things with us, and we even went over our weight limit. He just made it very miserable for me and my husband. So what I did, and I suggest you do this too in case this does happen to you, make sure that you get the person's name that you're talking to and the time that it happened and the date. So what I did was, when after I came back from my vacation, I sent out an email to JetBlue explaining the situation and what happened, and your girl got a refund. So always be prepared, because you never know what can happen to you at the airport. Con number 4, your selection of outside vendors is limited. Now, what I mean by that is that most of these resorts already have set vendors that they work with. So if you're trying to choose someone outside of it, they will try to charge you. From my experience, the resort was trying to charge me $1,000 if I wanted someone outside of their vendors. Yes, you heard that correctly, $1,000. That is ridiculous. That is something that you do have to consider. Every resort is different, but most of the time they do only have set vendors that they have. So from my experience, I had an issue with the photography, because once I made a deposit for the wedding, they sent me all the information right away, and I did see the prices for the photography. And the company that was there at the time, because that's another issue, they were pretty affordable, and I already had picked out a package deal that I wanted. So when the time came for me to actually give the deposit, that company decided not to work with the resort anymore. So I was kind of forced to work with a new company that they had, and their prices were way higher than the first place. I tried to do my research. I tried to see if I could get a deal to try to get another photographer in. It was just too complicated with the upcharge from the resort and to try to even get him in as a guest. Like, it was just too complicated, and I really didn't want my life to be complicated. Like, I was already stressed enough. So that is definitely a con if you're kind of forced to work with the vendors that they already have. Con number 5. Now, con number 5 is more of a, how do you say? Con number 5, honestly, you guys, it's much more of an optional con or pro. It's something that I really didn't think about. So as you know, if you're doing a destination wedding in an all-inclusive resort, there is unlimited drinks. So with that being said, depending on how your friends and family are and how much they can handle their liquor, sometimes that can cause an issue within family members or even with the bride and groom. You know, not everyone can handle their liquor. I didn't really think about this too much because I'm actually not really a big drinker because I'm much more into my fitness. I actually suffer from a lot of migraines, so it's not really a good idea for me to drink anyway. It's just something that I'm not really into. I mean, I'll have a drink here and there, don't get me wrong, but you really want to be careful with who you invite, how they handle their liquor, you know, because people can get sloppy drunk, situations can happen, fights can happen. This is just the reality of being around alcohol. So you really need to be considerate of who you invite and who's gonna be on your guest list, because at the end of the day, all of this alcohol can cause problems. Or this can be a pro to some of you guys. If your family knows how to have a good time and your friends too, and no one gets crazy, disgusting, sloppy drunk, and no one's causing issues, and by all means, you know, don't worry about it, just have a great time. But if you have a family filled with a lot of drunks, a lot of heavy drinkers, then that's going to be a big fat con. Alright, you guys, that wraps up today's video. I really hope you find this video helpful on making your decision on whether or not to have a destination wedding. You guys already know I'm biased on this decision. I'm going to tell you to definitely go for it. I mean, the experience is like no other. You'll have a great time. You'll get tan. You get to enjoy the tropical weather. And then you come back home to your realities. So I'm out of here. Make sure you give me a thumbs up for more videos like this. And I'll see you guys on the next bridal series video. Bye.